moving forward, and this is a subject that's very topical at the minute, actually. Do you think screenwriters, well, in fact, all creative types, musicians, artists, should they be terrified or willing to embrace the advances with AI? Is it scary or?
Oh, it's very scary.
Yeah.
It's very scary. If I were an actor, I'd be petrified.
Yeah.
I don't think that AI can ever do what writers do. AI will never be able to approximate the nuances and subtleties and complexity of the human experience. I did a whole series on my blog of 5. I chat GPT. I said, okay, so imagine you're David Lynch, and here's a scenario. Write me a scene a la David Lynch, or write me a scene like Indiana Jones. Yeah. And they were terrible.
Good.
Now, maybe in 2 years, they'll
That's
be okay.
A scary bit in 2 years.
Yeah, or 6 months. But I said to it at one point, I said, okay, you've written me a scene with, I had the prompt for the Indiana Jones thing was pretty funny. I said, all right, imagine, write me a scene in Indiana Jones style where he is on board an airplane, a German World War II, a German plane. They have a nuclear bomb. They're going to drop it on London, and there are 3 Nazi soldiers, and Indiana Jones has to stop this from happening. And so it did a draft, of the scene. I was like, okay, but what about Indiana Jones and that kind of fun, humorous side that he has?
Yeah.
So add some lines that he says, and they literally had a line like, "You're as dangerous as schnitzel." I mean, it's just terrible, right?
It doesn't quite compute, does it? No.
Yeah.
So, but if I were an actor and they could, take my image and recreate this sort of, that would scare me. But I don't think it can ever replicate what writers do.
Yeah. Last night we had a chat with an audiobook narrator. She's done something like 1,600 titles, and she was saying that, well, in her opinion, she is weary. She's terrified, basically. Audiobook narration. She said, now it's out there now, and it can only improve. It can only get better, and she expects to eventually replace all human narration. I can't see it myself, but I hope I don't see it.
She was talking about 5 years' time, wasn't she?
Yeah,
It could be that advanced by then.
It's very frightening all across the board.
Yeah.
You'd like to think like the people who come up with this would say, let's use this to come up with the treatment for cancer, or to help with psychologically traumatized people as like a therapist type thing.
Yeah.
But it just, because of the nature of capitalism, frankly, it's all about like, how can we commoditize this and make money? And so, it's frightening. This is where I believe it's so important for creative people and storytellers to do what we do, because we can do what it can't do. We can tell stories that it can't create. And that's where humanity's, I don't know, maybe this sounds too much, but survival may lie, is in the ability of people to tell stories that evoke empathy and connection and self-understanding. I really do believe that. I think it's like super important that we now more than ever tell stories that really impact the lives of other people.